What is waiting on God? I hear a lot of people give this as advice. Waiting on God, you gotta wait on God. But what does waiting on God actually look like? Practically, realistically, what is waiting on God? A lot of people think waiting on God is just standing still, closing their eyes, praying, hoping, wishing, and then waiting for something to change, right? They're waiting on God. A lot of people spend a lot of life and waste a lot of time waiting on God in this way. The fact of the matter is, waiting on God is even more intense than standing still and just waiting on Him. If you really waiting on God, if you really looking for that, if you really looking for God to make a change in your life, waiting on Him does not involve you just waiting on Him. If you really looking for God to move in your life, you got to make sure that you've done everything you could do, right? And that's a journey in itself. You're going to start one day when you realize one thing that you need to change, and you're going to change it, and you're going to think that if I change it, everything's going to come to me, right? You're going to change it, and it's not going to happen that way. You're going to change it, and from your one small adjustment will be made in your life, right? So then you're going to go out and you're going to try to find another way, or you're going to realize another way that you can change, improve, right? And you're going to think that if I do this, then everything's going to blow. It's going to happen just how I imagine it. But when you make this second change, it's only going to be another slight second adjustment, a slight improvement, right? And these improvements, every time you make an improvement, new challenges come with it, right? So when you've been on this journey long enough and you've corrected everything that you can think of, and you keep doing it, and you keep growing, you keep evolving, you're going to realize then it still doesn't come to you. This is when you're waiting on God. When you've done everything that you could, when you've made every adjustment, when every challenge has come your way, you've accepted it and you've completed it. You've overcome it, right? And it still doesn't happen, whatever you're looking for, whatever you need God to do in your life, then it still doesn't, now you're waiting on God. And this is a lesson in being humble. This is a lesson in patience. You can work and you can adjust and you can evolve all you want. That does not mean that you will get your vision. That does not mean that your fantasy will come true. Only God can grant this to you, right? And once you've done everything you can do, there will still be a period where you will have to wait on God. And if you take any shortcuts, if you cut any corners, if you compromise in any way, then the vision becomes more distant from you. So waiting on God is paramount to your success. But don't sit around and wait if you haven't done anything. Make sure that you've exasperated every option. Make sure that you've taken every T and crossed it, every I and dotted it, and then you wait. And more than likely, you're going to hear another adjustment. You're not going to hear you're a jackpot winner. You're going to hear another adjustment, and eventually you'll adjust your way to your fantasy. You'll adjust your way to your vision. You'll adjust your way to the life that God has for you.